as you follow along to this routine, all our sticks that we use are color coded. And if you buy yours off of Amazon or Temu or wherever you buy your tools, if you bought the same ones, they obviously don't come color coded. So I'm just gonna show you and explain which are which, just so that you know. So we don't use these first two because they're too big to use for anything, so you can just set those aside, because in most of my videos, we don't use them. And so you're left with these. So in this order, you can look, and it basically goes in this order from biggest to smallest: green, blue, white, yellow, pink, and black, down to the smallest one. Today's turtle, I'll be using this color palette. The colors I'll be using for number 1 is Deco Art Americana Snow White. Number 2 is Deco Art Americana Sunny Day. Number 3 is Craft Smart Ocean Breeze. Number 4 is Craft Smart Aqua. Number 5 is Green Teal Craft Smart. And number 6, just Craft Smart Silver. Okay, so first step, we're gonna take the big blue stick. Okay, and you're gonna open paint color number 1. And you're gonna put it in the middle. There isn't an indent in your turtle to see where the middle is, but if you look closely, there's almost like little circles coming out of it, so you can kind of follow those circles back into the center. Okay, so next step, we're gonna need the pink twirly, and we're gonna use the smaller end with paint color 3. 3. So to make sure that our design comes out symmetrical, what we're gonna do is you're gonna place 1 dot kind of like facing towards the head, and then you're gonna place a dot on the exact opposite side of it. And then you're gonna try and find the center of those and put it to the side like that. And then right across from that one. So you get these 4 dots, like north, south, east, west. So once you have those 4 dots, you're gonna place 1 in between those gaps. So that you end up with 8 dots. And then once you do that, you should have enough room to put another dot in between those gaps.
Are we putting paint on each time?
Yes, you want to make sure. Yes, you want to make sure you redip each time you place a dot, unless we're walking the dots, because then we want it to purposely get smaller. Okay, next up, we're gonna take the pink twirly again, but the bigger end. We're gonna use paint color number 2. And we're gonna place dots not exactly in between, but like above. Do you see where I put that? Like in between, but above. Does that make sense? And we're gonna put that in each gap all the way around. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly, bigger end, with paint color 5. And we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna place dots in between, but above. Yes, a bigger side. Yes, bigger side.
Just in between each one.
Yes. 5, number 5. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stick with paint color number 6. With paint color number 6, and we're gonna do the same thing, except now we're gonna skip a gap. So we're gonna do every other gap, like this. Okay, next up, we're gonna use the pink twirly with paint color 4. And we're gonna walk the dots. So using the bigger end for this first dot, and then you're gonna switch to the smaller end and walk the dots around.
Big end and then the small one.
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink twirly again with paint color number 2. And we're gonna walk the dots again, but this time, we're not gonna switch to the smaller end. So using the bigger end, you're gonna place that first dot, and then you'll re-dip and walk the dots around. Big side. 2.
And big size. Big end, number 2.
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, smaller end, with paint color 3. And we're gonna start in between the first and the second dot of the walking the dots. And you're gonna drag down towards the center.
So watch, so you do this one, I don't know.
You said the small end, right?
Yes, the small end.
Number three, and you number three, and then you just go
Number
these
three.
two dots. Good one. Yeah, careful. Yeah.
So next step, we're gonna use the pink twirly again, bigger end with paint color 1. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna place 1 dot right here, and then you're gonna place another dot above it, but leaving some space. And then you're gonna place 2 dots on the sides like that.
Should we do a triangle or a diamond? And you said number 1?
Yes, number 1.
The big end? Number 1. And do you dip at the big one?
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color 3, and we're gonna place a dot right above those 4 that we did, like that. Okay, so next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color 6, and we're gonna walk the dots. So using the bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end to walk the dots around. Okay, next step, we're gonna do the eyes for the turtle. So if you don't have white in your color palette, maybe someone next to you has white, so you can use white. So we're gonna take the yellow stick and you're just gonna put 2 dots on either side of the head, like this. And then if you want, you can take the pink twirly smaller end and then give it some tiny little lashes. Next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly bigger end with paint color 2, and we're gonna walk the dots again. But this time we're not gonna switch to the smaller end, so just walk the dots with the bigger end. Next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with paint color 4, and we're gonna walk the dots again. 4, or so bigger end for the first dot and then smaller end to walk the dots. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the little black stick with paint color 5, and we're gonna come back to these dots closer in the middle and we're gonna overlap them, but you want to still leave a little sliver of the original color. See?
Show that again. So we're putting a dot in the middle of the line. Oh, okay.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the yellow stick with paint color 4.
Do you get the little one?
There's only one.
Oh, that.
And we're gonna do the same thing for the middle dot. Like that. Okay, so next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with paint color 1, and we're gonna walk the dots. And you're not gonna switch to the smaller end. You're gonna stay with the bigger end.
Just do it all the way.
Yes.
And not.
So we're gonna use the pink stick. And for this, you can choose any color you want, and we're gonna give our little turtle the little color part in the eye, see? So you can choose any color you want. And you can kind of face it where you want it looking. You can either put the dot, you can, depending on where you put the dot, you can make it looking in that direction. So if you want to make it look towards the front of it, you can put the dot right there. If you want it kind of looking up, you can put it more up, just depending on where you want the turtle to be looking. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the blue twirly with paint color 3.
Big size or?
Big side, yes. And we're gonna do drags. So we're gonna start here in between. You wanna make sure you get a lot of paint, and you wanna drag all the way up. Oops.
Which number is
3, paint color 3. And then you're gonna start in the same spot and then go the other way.
I'm gonna watch how she does this. Okay, so, oh, this is orange and this is orange.
no correcting.
Oh, thank you. I would have had a little wrong.
So what I did, I had, that was close. I had space in between here, so I wanted to fill it up. So I just took the pink twirly smaller end and just did 3 dots. Just dot, dot, dot. So if you have enough room, you can do it. If you don't worry about it. Okay?
Did you use
I used paint color 6.
And that's the pink swirly?
Yes, smaller end. So next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly bigger end with paint color 2. We're gonna do these little, almost like seashells. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a little drag like that, and then you'll switch to the smaller end. You'll switch to the smaller end. You'll start a little lower and kind of come close to it like this. Like that. And then you'll start even a little lower than that one, and you'll make another one. Like that.
which number?
Number 2.
Big end up. We can't see.
So the middle one you did with the big end, right?
Yes.
And the other ones with the smaller.
Yes. So next step, you're gonna need a lot. So you're gonna take the yellow stick, pink stick, and black stick. And you're gonna open up paint colors 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this step, we're gonna be doing the dots on the flippers. So using the biggest stick, you're gonna just alternate colors and filling it up as much as you can with the big stick first. Afterwards, once you fill it up as much as you can with the yellow stick, then you'll fill it up with the smaller, you'll switch to the smaller stick once you can't use the yellow stick. Does that make sense? So we're gonna use the biggest stick, which is the yellow stick, and you're just gonna put different colored dots on the flippers until you can't use this biggest stick anymore. Then you'll switch to the smaller stick, the pink one, and then fill it up as much as you can. Then once you can't use the pink one, you'll switch to the yellow one or the black one.
What do you mean by can't use it anymore? No more room?
Yeah, no more room. Once you're done placing all the big dots, you can take the pink twirly, smaller end, and put in a whole bunch of small, tiny dots in between to give it that more compact look.
With what? Which tree?
Pink twirly, smaller end, or bigger end. So we're almost done. Last 2 steps. So you're gonna take the black stick with paint color 5, and we're gonna overdot these dots right here. So still leaving a little sliver of the original color. And then very last step, you're gonna use the little black stick with the little black paint container that you have. You're gonna do the pupil.
Kind of get very small. Yeah. Over there.
Here you go. Thank you. And just like that, you have a turtle to take home.